Howdy, everybody. It's your pal Misty. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. It is time for our Monday night live stream. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. I'm fine. The dogs had a moment. They may still be having a moment. That remains to be unseen, but we'll hear about it later if they're still having a moment. So, hello and welcome. Thank you very much for being here this evening. Hello, Cheryl. Thank you for being here and moderating chat as always. Hello, Mary. How are you? Hello, Mama. Thank you, ladies, for being here, and anyone else who may join or watch the replay. So, first, as an update, physically, I feel much better. Thanks. As she coughs away from the microphone. Hey, Carol, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Hey, Kirsten, thanks for being here, Coach. I appreciate you. Oh, thanks. It's a new shirt, Cheryl. I bought it for myself when I was winter clothes shopping. Hey, Deanna, thanks for joining the Monday Night Live stream. So, yeah, I got it from Sam's Club. It's an Eddie Bauer flannel. It's cold here. I know y'all are like, it's not cold there. It's cold here for us, and it's only October. So let's talk about the weekend review, but we'll start with the cold winter clothes because we're talking about them. One, I love Sam's Club because they have real good clothes for cheap. I don't care if nobody else wanted that style. I'm not in it for the style. I'm in it for it. Is it affordable and also good quality? And then sometimes I'm just like, I need it. I'll pay extra if necessary. So yesterday I was like, after we went for a walk, which the walk we went to a new place, which is literally right down the street from where I used to always walk. And it was like an actual hike. And like I want to be big mad at Mary because she picked the hardest route every single time we went, but I was actually just real proud because I'm rubbing off on her a little bit, bringing out the gusto there. My friend Mary, she's like, "Hey, this one looks flat and that one looks like a hill. Which one you want to go?" I'm like, "I don't care." She's like, "Hill it is." I'm like, I had a feeling she made us walk up this ramp. Neither one of us hardly could get up. Anyway, it was fun. We had a great walk in a new place, and then went and had breakfast. I was like, "Well, you go with me to look for a vest because I knew that it was going to be getting cold this week. I didn't realize it was actually going to be today, though, but I knew it was going to be cold this week." So we went to Academy and I was trying on vests. So normally I wear men's clothing just because they're more comfortable for me, they're more my style. But one thing that I have learned, actually, Kirsten, you're the reason that I do this, to be very honest, is I think it was like 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. You had told me that that's where the whole fancy pants thing came from. We hadn't talked about fancy pants in a long time because I hadn't been wearing them because none of my fancy pants fit no more. But the whole fancy pants things came from I used to just work out in, shorts and a t-shirt or a sweatshirt and, sweatpants, and it was fine. I mean, there was nothing wrong with it. If that's what you have, absolutely work out in that, right? But she had said if you work out in actual workout clothes, sometimes it just, it helps you and it gets you in the mindset and ready for the workout. And then what I found was it really is helpful. And one of the reasons that it's helpful for me is when I do wear my workout clothes, I wear fitted workout clothes. I like for my clothes to be, I mean, not extremely tight, but in my shorts at least. But my shirts are generally fitted shirts. Like even this, it's not fitted, but it's a pretty, I wear this for workout, right? So they're pretty tight. I like them that way because I don't want extra fabric getting in my way while I'm trying to work out. So we went and we looked at vests, and I tried one on. And the sizing for me is still different because when I do wear my workout wear, for some of it, not all of it, but I do wear women's clothing because when I wear the fitted stuff, when I exercise, it's the one time that I can actually sort of see my body and see my body shape. And I have found that when I wear clothes that actually fit and show off that body shape, it helps with my mindset as well. So the fancy pants, in a weird way, actually really helped me kind of get into the workout and help my body understand what I look like. Although sometimes still I'm looking at myself in Zoom and I'm like, I look crazy. But it's fun because I don't have a picture of what I want to look like. I don't have one of those throwback pictures unless you look at a picture from me when I was 13, and I'm not trying to look like that no more. So anyway, I went and I tried on the vest and I was like, yeah, this is good. It works. And Mary came over and she was fiddling with it. She's like, nope, I'm getting it. And she didn't even give me an option. She just went and got the smaller size. So it was a women's medium. But I tried on another one and it was a women's large. It's so tricky. You never really know. So anyway, I like wearing the workout clothes that show my body because it helps. And so we found a vest, and so I bought two because that's what I do. When I find something I like, I just buy one in every color. But they had one kind of color that didn't go with me. Y'all, if you don't know, everything I own in workout wear is gray, blue, black, orange, or white. That's it. That's pretty much all that I have. Oh, that's not true, Coach. I got a purple shirt. I have a purple shirt now. um, but I don't go off of very many color schemes, so I have a blue and a black one. So they'll fit 95% of my wardrobe. Actually, 100% because blue goes with orange. They're my two favorites. All right. Anyway, so that was Sunday. Thank you, Mary, for helping me pick out clothes that actually fit. So I had some Under Armour joggers that I got from Sam's Club. That's why I was talking about Sam's Club on my brain earlier, too. Not just because of this shirt, but because that's where I got the Under Armour joggers from at the end of the season last year. And so those worked great this morning. And then I wore just this undershirt or one like it, not this one specifically, but with a vest and a long sleeve shirt under that. And so then when I got a little bit warm about halfway through the exercise, I just took the vest off. Worked really well. So y'all didn't ask about outside cold weather exercising, but I've been really excited to do it. I was like, what is it? It's one of my tripod stands. I kept thinking, what is that weird thing in the corner? Y'all probably couldn't even see it. Anyway, so I'm very anxious today, and that means I'm going to talk a lot. Let me go and check on what y'all are doing in the comments instead of doing that. Hold on. Let me come see. Let me talk to y'all, like converse, instead of going back and forth. Let's see. Hello, 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 hello. It's going to be 80 on Sunday, but I just bought some cold weather clothes. Go, Mary. Y'all giving Mary kudos for making me pick clothes that actually fit. Amy likes to do that to me, too. That's what good friends are for, to be like, girl, get the smaller size. Yeah, right. The new place that we walked was super fun. And oh, y'all, that's why y'all were saying go Mary, because she killed that walk. Probably for both. Anyway. Hey, Ron. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Deanna says she's cooking and might not chat much. That is perfectly fine. But Cheryl would like to know what's on the menu, Deanna, if you haven't seen the chat and are listening and would like to comment. And there's already something wrong with the recipe, I guess. Hey, Tracy's giving a time update. Thanks, Tracy. I'm not that far behind. It is 9:38. Now it's 9:41. Yeah, I'm a fancy pants coach. I need more fancy pants. That's why I was asking the Fit Squad this morning. I was like, okay, but what do you wear on your legs when it's cold outside? Because maybe I should go back to that and give a little bit more context. Is I like to do my morning workouts with Kirsten and the girls at the boot camp outside when I can. So I've been inside for like 3 weeks, maybe even longer, between my knee. And then I had just started going back outside, and then I got sick. So I felt well enough today that I could go outside and do the workout. Am I 100%? Obviously not. I'd say I'm probably like 75% though. And my heart rate got up to like 158 today. I know that your heart rate may not be impressive to other people, but like there was one day I was like, heart rate 104, perceived heart rate 732. Like I was sick. So it felt good to be able to get my heart rate up that high. It felt weird though to be sweating and like 45 degrees outside. But that's what we did this morning. All right, sorry, let me get back to the chat. Lori's here. Hey Lori, thanks for joining. You've been able to catch a bunch of live streams recently, Lori. Chicken Philly something or another. It does sound good. Like a Philly cheesesteak, but with chicken and maybe just the steak. Uh-oh, she don't have the provolone cheese. Cheryl would like to know if you have Swiss. It's like a play-by-play of the chat. So last week I was still recovering from being sick. I got to lead another Fit Squad workout, but it was supposed to be our hour-long workout. Luckily, nobody complained when I was like, I can do an hour, but I cannot lead for an hour. So we did a 30-minute workout. I did tempo, changed it from quick to slow and slow to quick and regular. And I kicked my own butt, which is great. It's fun when you do that. I was tired after, and it was great. It feels good to feel good, to where when you work out, you can really feel it instead of not feeling good and moving so that you won't feel worse. But I wasn't doing much. It's just the truth. But I was doing what I could, and it made me feel better every day. But it felt good to get like what felt like an actual workout in this morning. So she has Colby Jack and string cheese. I'm gonna guess no on the string. Oh no, I was gonna say no on the string cheese, but Cheryl says string cheese. You try to catch as many as you can, Lori. I like the live streams, mine and other people's. I've been looking forward to talking to y'all for a few hours now. So, but yeah, last week was mainly, Monday was hard. Y'all know, for those of you who were here, it was the anniversary of my dad dying. So it wasn't the easiest week mentally. I am now more than a week, almost a week and a half back on my anxiety, depression medication. I take Zoloft. So I'm back on the Zoloft to help, because it is the season where it gets cold and dark and just kind of stays that way for 3 months. So I knew my mental space was already not good. And I know that a lot of the loss that has happened in my life happened in December. So that month is always especially hard for me. It's also busy at work. And I was like, I just can't do it by myself. So we are back on medication and super happy about it. I know it takes a while for it to kick in, but I'm already feeling better. That's probably just because I physically feel better. But fun thing happened this morning. I know we're not talking about this week, but really that's about all it was last week. I was kind of sad a whole lot. That's just the truth. I was angry a couple of times. That happens too. Worked a bunch, got all my end of month stuff done early. I was super excited and happy about that today. It was a good call to finish it all last week. But yeah, that was really about it, other than leading the Fit Squad and having the fun walk and getting the new clothes. I forgot what I was talking about. I know what I was talking about now. And now I remember. Now I know why I forgot what I was talking about. So I was leading up to talking about this morning. My brain is sometimes so impressive that I'll forget something in the middle of a sentence, and not every time, but a lot of the times it's because part of me doesn't want to talk about it. And so my brain just keeps forgetting. I want to talk about my anxiety attack this morning in case I forget in another second. Because I see Gina. Hey, Gina, thanks for joining. I appreciate you being here. I am very, very much better. Thank you. I'm still not 100%, but dadgum, I'm better. And that's the most important. And feeling good feels good. It's important to breathe. It's very necessary. And even though I was doing it, and like my blood oxygen was never low, I was checking it from time to time just to make sure, especially when I was feeling kind of weird. But I just, if you can't take all full breaths, throughout the day, it's just exhausting. So I'm still a little tired sometimes, but I've been trying to get a little bit more movement in throughout the day and things like that. So before we get into today's topic of the time change, I wanted to tell y'all about this morning because that's what we do here is we share. And this morning, I don't know. I know some of you suffer with depression and anxiety, but I'm talking about what happened to me, right? So I don't know if anybody else can relate to this or not, or if your anxiety presents differently. But this morning, I woke up anxious, like almost on the verge of a panic attack when I woke up, which is just, that's no fair. That feels no fair. That's no fun. So I laid there for a minute and I did my little talk to God. I did my stretches. And I was like, get up, get dressed, walk the dogs, do your workout. Your workout will make you feel better. You will work off some of this anxiety. I did not know why I was anxious. I could not figure it out. I hate that undefined anxiety. For me, it is the worst. It's like I was kind of shaky and I felt, I was telling my Discord, I felt fragile. Like I don't really know how else to describe it when I'm sort of in an anxious state, but I feel sort of disconnected and my brain goes so I talk a lot. Either to y'all or to the dogs or to myself or whatever. I talk a lot when I'm anxious. And then I finally chatted with my mom and I was like, I don't know what's up. My anxiety is super high. And she's like, oh, it's the end of the month. And I was like, oh, I was like looking at a clock, a calendar, and I was like, oh, I the end of the month snuck up on me again and tricked me. And so for those of you who have not been following along, which is fine, I have found out that I believe I cycle at the end of the month, but I had a hysterectomy that removed all of the parts that would let me know that I'm actually having my cycle because all I have is one ovary, which shoots out the hormones, which make me feel crazy and ramp up my anxiety. I don't know what it is about this time of the month that makes me feel kind of like a crazy person and like I'm oftentimes it's normally when I have the thought that I'm going to die that then my brain goes, wait, are you anxious? But this morning I woke up knowing I was anxious and it took me a long time to not be anxious. And if you haven't noticed, one of the ways that I helped calm myself down today was I went and got a haircut. I got all of them cut. I got all of them cut shorter. I don't know what it is about a haircut. It was just like she started cutting my hair and instantly I was just like, I go to Sports Clips because they do good short haircuts. It's the place for men. Whatever, I don't care. Because what they also do is give you a hot towel on your face and it's got all these wonderful oils on it. And then they give you a scalp massage and a face massage when they wash your hair. The whole experience. My mom hates getting her haircut. It's a form of self-care. Can it be self-care even if you got to pay someone else to do it? I think so, right? I mean, massages are a form of self-care. I do get massages, everybody. I said I didn't, but I do on my head and my face. You don't get to touch the rest of my body. So yeah, I went and got my hair cut and then I was like, oh yeah, okay. So you're just anxious because it's your hormones and now you're feeling great. You got a haircut. And so I'm still a little anxious, but now I know, or I think I know why my anxiety is ramped up today. So thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me share. Hey, Will's here. Thanks for being here, Will. Will, thanks for being here, Will. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. You get butterflies? Yeah, it's like that jittery. I get the jittery. I don't know how else to really describe that either. Like I call it the shakes, but sometimes I do physically shake. But it's more like I feel like my insides are shaking. If I don't know if that makes sense either. But I'm having a watermelon Mountain Dew. I know it's late for caffeine, but it's almost empty. And I need to keep my vocal cords hydrated, and I prefer that. I have water right here too, but that's gross. Who wants water when you have a watermelon Mountain Dew right there? But yeah, butterflies, whatever it is. Anyway, so I woke up super anxious, but I'm feeling better after thinking I know why and getting my hair cut. So I now don't have a good lead into the topic. I felt like I was leading into the topic and then needed to switch back to tell y'all the truth about me being a little anxious today. So we're going to talk about time change because it's coming up soon. You're about to have to switch your clocks. So Deanna said something on her live stream. If you don't already know, Deanna does a live stream every Saturday at 9 a.m. Central. It's her Saturday morning ritual. She has a consistency tracker that she put out. And that's what we talked about this past weekend. But oh no, Deanna, why was I talking about you? Oh, because of the time change, because of the topic, Misty. Get it together. That was just me forgetting because I got distracted with my own self. But she had said something about practicing for the time change. So boo, time change. It comes on so fast and then try to figure out why. Yeah, it does, Carol, sometimes come on super fast. Most of the time though, I'm already anxious before I realize. Like something happens and then I'm like, what is going on? And then I'm like, oh, your whole body is I physically feel the anxiety almost more than mentally feel it, other than my brain goes 100 miles an hour, but that's not uncommon. My brain works all the time. Everybody's brain works all the time. Dislike the time change. So here's the thing. She asked, I don't know if I said this already, but she asked if you like practice or, get ready for the time change. And I was like, but no, this is a good one. This is the one I liked. You practice for time change, not voluntarily. So here's the question that came up to my mind later, Deanna, was how do you practice for this one? Because we fall back. That means we get like more time. Like you can sleep technically later, right? Am I thinking about it wrong? Because I think it's the one in the spring when we spring forward that we lose an hour, right? I feel like that's the one that I have to practice for. So I wanted to bring it up for two reasons. One, because I wanted to make sure I wasn't confusing myself. And two, because then I wanted to talk about if you practice and do you practice for both, or how do you practice for one and not the other. Tasharia is here. Hello, Tasharia. Thanks for joining. We do not get more time. So I'm thinking about it the wrong way. Why is my brain not understanding that then? Time is the same. Huh? Oh, Deanna, I'm confused. That's nothing new either, huh? It gets dark sooner, so you go to work in the dark and go home in the dark. Yeah, I agree. This is the time of the year where it gets dark and cold and stays that way for a long time, especially for y'all up there. You still have to get your circadian rhythm right. I don't think your circadian rhythm cares about the time change. Yeah, there's still 24 hours in a day, but I get to sleep and it'll feel like I'm sleeping later, right? Isn't that right? Am I thinking about it wrong? This is one where we fall back, right? So, like, at 2 a.m., it becomes 1 a.m. Isn't that right? So, if you sleep until 6, it really feels like you're sleeping until 7 because that's what it was the day before. Am I right on that? Or am I confused? Am I thinking of this backwards? I just wanna make sure I'm thinking of the right one, guys, that's all. And then I wanna get into talk about practicing for whichever one we're doing. Fall back, lose 1 hour. Yeah, I know that, but right, if we lose an hour, then it makes me feel like I get extra time because I'm not actually waking up as early. Right? Or am I wrong? Lori says we get an extra hour of sleep, but we lose an hour of daylight. Okay, thank you, Lori. That's what I was trying to get at. I am thinking of the right one. Oh, there's Deanna. I am right. Okay, perfect. You don't know you have an internal clock that needs time adjust. They both mess you up, is what Deanna says. No, I totally agree with that. I was just really curious. How do you prep for this one? Because this isn't the one that I normally prep for. I not in so much as like I need to practice getting up early or going to bed early or later or anything like that, which I do for the other one. So I was just curious how you prep for this one. Oop. Because in the spring, when we spring forward and we lose an hour of sleep, I practice for that one because I have to get up early and I don't do it naturally. I'm not a morning person. It's never, it doesn't ever feel like a good plan. That's just the truth. It never feels like a good plan to get up early. And I do it every single day of the week. People talk about sleeping in. I'm like, what is that? No, I get up and I get movement in. I work out 6 days a week, and on Sundays I go walk. Every morning I get up early. I have to. But if you gotta get me up an hour earlier on the regular, I'm gonna need to practice for that a little bit. And normally I practice by making my bedtime earlier and waking up earlier. But like now, for most of us who have a job with scheduled hours, you can't really do that in reverse, right? Like you can't sleep an hour later and be like, "Oop, well," you know. So Deanna says she stays up, whoops, a little bit late and get up a little bit late. So you do just a little bit. Maybe I don't get up early enough to be able to get up any later. So that's why I asked, just because I was generally curious, like, how do people prep for this one? Because I definitely do big prep for the next one. I mean, I start like a month out. That's the truth. I have to start like weeks and weeks early because like I said, it's just, I'm not a morning person. I just get up early because it makes me feel my best. And I like feeling my best more than I hate waking up in the morning and going to bed early. Because really, the key for me to getting up early is going to bed early. So, Mary says she can't go to bed any earlier. I mean, you could. I don't know that it would be fun. Gina says she's been a night owl your whole life. Me too. I just get up early now. I still function better in the afternoon and evening, but workouts in the morning. It's the best way to start my day. Cheryl says, already using her sunlight daily. It's been dark and rainy for days. It's ready for the winter. Yeah. Deanna says she likes to wake up naturally. She doesn't like an alarm clock. They're ugly. Me too. That's why I have to practice for the other one. So here's what Mary says earlier than 8:30 would be crazy. I mean, not really if you need to get up earlier. That's crazy. I don't think I could go to bed before 8:30. I also know you don't go to bed at 8:30. Maybe you get ready for bed at 8:30. Gina says her mama used to call her a vampire. My mom had like, y'all are old enough to remember cassette tapes. My mom had cassette tapes of me being like 3 years old. It's still a joke in our family, and I'm sure some of you have heard me say that, "I don't wanna close my eyes." Because she would record me in conversations we would have, and there was one night, she's like, "Misty, you need to go to sleep." I was like, "I don't wanna go to sleep." She's like, "Just close your eyes." I was like, "I don't wanna close me eyes." And I still don't wanna close me eyes, even though now I'm not as worried about waking up the next morning. I still it's just like, if I go to sleep, the day's over. And so now it's not that so I think I've talked about this a little bit before, but if you're new, it used to be that I didn't want to go to sleep because I was very unhealthy and very sick. And especially since I almost died in 2017. And they had said that if I had gone home and gone to sleep, I wouldn't have woke up the next morning. And after that, probably shocker, it was even harder to go to sleep. My insomnia got really bad. Then I started getting healthier, and then so my sleep started getting better. And then I got on the medicine, and that helped. So, sleeping is super important, and anxiety kept me from it. Now, I kind of don't want to go to bed just because I don't want the day to be over. Because, like, I'm having good days. I feel, I mean, I haven't felt the best recently, but still, I feel really good most of the time. And so, like, I don't want to go to bed. I don't want to close my eyes. I'm having a good day. But then your brain goes, do you want to work out tomorrow though? Well, yeah, of course. Do you want to have the best workout possible? Yes, of course. How do you do that? Go to bed, Misty. So I go to bed. I watch all these things, on Instagram, and people will come up on your feed that you don't actually subscribe to, but somehow they end up on your feed. I don't know if it's because other people watch them or they think I'll like them because I do watch fitness people. But there's a whole bunch of people. But there's this one guy, this blonde headed, long blonde hair. I don't know his name, but he pops up on my Instagram sometimes, and he's just like, "Go to the gym. What are you doing? Go to the gym." And I think it's funny when he does pop up on my page because I feel like that inside, but about myself. Like I would never think to you, go to the gym. But I think to myself, not go to the gym, but you want to work out? You want to have a good workout? Go to bed. Go to bed, Misty. Go to bed. Go to sleep. Stop what you're doing. Shut down. So in this video I posted, am I going to have a new morning routine? The truth is, the most important routine that I have is my nighttime routine. And so my morning routine is going to change a little bit because I'm planning on making a few adjustments to my nighttime routine. And as just mentioned, they are related. Well, let me see what you're all talking about in the chat, and then we'll chat about it a little bit more. Oh, Deanna says she has to get the pets trained also. That's so interesting to me. And I know I mentioned this on your live stream, Deanna, and Amy and I have talked about this several times. I just keep slamming into my desk, guys. I'm sorry. My dogs do not wake me up for food. Most people are like, my dogs get me up to go outside. My dogs get me up because they want food. I get up, I get out of the bed, I get dressed. I go to the front door and then I holler, do y'all want to go out? Well, let me not holler at all because they're right here. You want to go OUTSIDE? And then I hear them just come running. They are also not morning people. They still well, Ruby hasn't been with us that long, but Barnum and I are 3 years deep in this stuff. Well, not into fitness, so maybe not actually 3 years, but like a good 2 years. We've been getting up pretty early to do workouts and stuff. So they are late. They don't get out of the bed. They would prefer that we stay there longer. I don't remember the dogs ever waking me up to go or to eat. So I find that so fascinating that people have to get their dogs on schedule. And I feel like we are a pretty regimented household. Like, but I think my mom would agree with she's like, "You have a system for the dogs and it works really well." I was like, "Yeah, we know each other. I know them, they know me. We have a plan, we get along most of the time." But yeah, I think that's so interesting that I think most people say they have to train their pets. Mine I have to just make them get up. Gina says she stepped outside today without your hat, 32 degrees. Ooh, it's 45 degrees here. I think it's like 45 degrees right now, even. 47 is what my computer says. Oh, yeah, 8 tracks and reel to reels, but we didn't have any of those recordings. But I do remember 8 tracks were actually kind of transitioning when I was around 5 to 7, really getting into music and stuff like that. It was definitely more cassette tapes. It was early 80s then. Will says, bed at midnight, up at 6, no rest for the wicked. I gotta rest. I must. Hey, Cindy, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I'll be doing a live stream with Cindy in November, guys. I'll talk about it more. She created a nice thumbnail for me to share. So if you don't know Cindy, definitely check her out. And again, I'll post more about when I'm going to do a live stream with her as well. Gina says she found that guy on YouTube. He looks like Opie from Sons of Anarchy. It was a TV show that I used to love. I know Sons of Anarchy, and yes, that is that guy. He's on YouTube too. I didn't know he was on YouTube. I see him come up on my Instagram feed. That and I was telling Mary that and a bunch of guys dancing. And I mean, I know they're attractive guys. I can see them. That's why I'm like, if y'all are the reason that these guys are always on my feed, I love y'all, but dadgum, can I just see what my friends are saying? I I don't want you to recommend anything to me. I've never like friended a person that I didn't know. I've never been like, "Oh, you look interesting. I'm going to add you." Not really. Nope. Not unless it's like a big creator. If they have like a million people, yeah, I follow some of those people. They're a big creator, but I don't talk to them. I never leave comments. I just watch them because they're entertaining on my feed. Anyway, it was a great show. It was Hamlet. Pretty much any show that's Hamlet is a great show because it's Hamlet. And spoiler alert, everybody dies. if you if you hadn't seen it yet, everybody dies. But yeah, Sons of Anarchy is a good show. That's why you were deleting the weirdos yesterday. Oh yeah, the weirdos from your Instagram. I do sometimes get weirdos in my Instagram DMs, but not often. More it's I get somehow included in a group chat about like sexy pictures. Isn't that what Instagram's for? Why would I go to your page? I don't know. I mean, I guess they're sexy pictures. There's a bunch of topless guys. There are so many shirtless men on Instagram. It's some days it's just like I'm done for a minute. Not that I mind. I want content. I don't want to just look at anyway. I don't want to just look at pictures of people for the most part. I want talk to me. Tell me something. That's what I'm looking for. Now, if y'all just want to post a picture, that's cool. But people I don't know, I don't want to just look at you. I don't know you. Why do I want to see your picture? Anyway, it's fine. Back to time change. Let's wait. Where are we? Oh, Gina says she wasn't ready for it to end. I feel like several of my cousins are there with you on that one, Gina. They really love that show. I watched it, but I actually did not watch it when it was out. I binged watched it later. And there were a lot of people who were really mad at me. They're like, it's not the same show if you can see it all in like a couple of weeks. I was like, it is exactly the same show. But I understand what you mean. sometimes when you watch a serial thing and you have to wait to see what happened and that anticipation builds and then people are talking about it. Yeah, I didn't do none of that anyway. Binge watching's fine. Thanks. Oh, you never thought of that, Gina? Yeah, it's Hamlet. If you really think about it, it's Hamlet with the mom and the dad, and there's a whole. Just Google it. Go on YouTube and be like, "How is SOA Hamlet?" and it'll tell you. Hamlet, West Side Story is also Hamlet. Like, there's so many good things that are Hamlet. Anyway, SOA, I believe, is one of them. Time change. So, my normal nighttime routine is that I watch YouTube, Netflix, Disney Plus. I have too many streaming services, and I know I should pause one, but I switch between them on the daily, so I don't want to. It's worth it for me to pay for them to have options. Anyway, so I normally watch YouTube or Netflix or whatever, right? So I watch something to wind down my evening. I stop responding to text messages, Discord messages, Instagram messages. I put down my phone and turn it on vibrate. It's in do not disturb mode as of like 8:30 at night. Because that watching something, and it can't be something that I'm interested in. Like, it can't be like if I'm watching the new Loki, like I couldn't watch Loki and then go to bed. I need to watch mindless entertainment. That's how I shut down my brain. And so I was remembering, it's actually Tasharia's not fault. I was going to say, but Tasharia is what made me just now realize why I used to do it. But she used to do a live stream when she was studying to get her personal trainer certification. And okay, you're fine. And so every night I would read when she would study, because she was doing the Pomodoro method where she would study for 25 minutes, break for 5 minutes. So I would read while she studied. I forgot why I was doing that to Sherry, but I remember just recently thinking, man, I used to read before I go to bed, and that used to always be very relaxing. So I think I may go ahead and start it. That's what I was going to say. I think for the time change, but I think I may just go ahead and start it. Start reading again. I don't know why, but I haven't read a book in a long time. I think part of it was I spent so many months studying for my personal trainer certification that I didn't want to read anything else. Like, it was a little bit of burnout, maybe. But anyway, part of the way that I'm going to shake up my morning routine is by trying to have a better nighttime routine. And part of that, I think, is going to be, instead of watching mindless TV, even though reading is not mindless, for some reason for me, it's very relaxing to my mind. And I like to read things where I can learn something. So I normally don't read like nonfiction at night. I will, but I like to read like, self-help books or whatever you would say, right? Novel, like one of the last books that I read was Why We Sleep, which is why I sleep, because read the book, you'll sleep. You'll want to anyway. You may not, but you will still want to if you read it. But I think I'm going to implement that again and start reading at night. I have a few books that I haven't read. And then, I have my Kindle. And I've been paying for the last several months. I pay for Kindle Unlimited because I used to read several books a month. And I got out of that habit for some reason. And I don't really know why. Hey, Derek's here. I see Derek saying hi to everybody. I didn't see you say hi, though, Derek. Hello, Derek. Yeah, that's right, Coach. Just do it. You just do the workout, Misty. Get up. And that's why I go to bed, because I want to do the workout in the morning. That's legit. 95% of the time, The only reason I go to bed is because I want to do the workout in the morning. And so sometimes on Saturday, I stay up a little bit later because I get to sleep in a little bit later for our walk. And I know if I'm a little tired, Barry and, Natasha and Amy, when she gets to join us again, they'll be okay if I'm a little tired. Cheryl says reading is relaxing. It is, right? I think so. So I think I'm going to implement that again. Will says he listens to podcasts to slow your brain down. Pod. I have enough trouble just listening to podcasts. Like, it just becomes background music. And so I don't know what has happened in the podcast except for that it has ended. What was the podcast about, Misty? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. There would be sometimes when I was trying to, because my friend Camille at Dual Wellness loves a podcast when she walks. And so I tried it. And I remember at the time, I was also doing the Zombie 5K. And so it would interrupt, like, as you were going to tell you what to do next. And the clips were maybe 30 seconds. And then they would end it. It would go back to the podcast. And I'd be like, what is this? And right, listening. It took me 30 seconds to forget already what they were talking about and that I was even listening to a podcast. I don't know what it is, but maybe it'll work. Maybe I need a podcast. Just put my brain to sleep. That's what I feel like it does. Kirsten says she goes to bed so early. I've been going to bed at 9 o'clock. I feel like that is who goes to bed at 9 o'clock? I do because I want to get up at 5:45 in the morning to walk the dogs and then get my brain and my body moving and working and functioning before I try to pick up a weight. So I do wake up early, but I wake up early because I do have a bit of a morning routine. I think I've said it before. It's not anything super strict or anything, but I walk the dogs. I get dressed for workout. I walk the dogs. While they sleep, I get dressed for workout while they sleep. Then I normally let them out in the front yard for a little bit. And then I'll read my devotional, have my little prayer time. And then I take them on an actual walk. Sometimes I take them on the walk first and then do that. So it's like sometimes it just depends on how my brain is and how I'm feeling. And I realized with this time change, I could possibly get up earlier, but that would mean that I'd have to go to bed earlier. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I don't, like, part of me really would like to see if I could get up at 5 o'clock so that I could do other things even before the workout. My brain is like, are you crazy? You want to go to bed before 9 o'clock? I just feel like, it was so hard to get into the going to bed at 9 o'clock. I mean, I'm not perfect at it. Even now, most days I'm either in bed or heading to bed or on my way between 9 and 9:15. So pretty close to 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, I'm going to bed. Sometimes I'll let the dog out again, go to the bathroom, realize you got some stuff you want to pick up that could wait till tomorrow, but you don't really want to go to bed, so you do it now anyway. Why don't you go ahead and start the dishwasher? All that kind of stuff. All the procrastination stuff. I don't know. I don't know if I can go to bed before 9 o'clock, but I'm tempted. Like, I don't know. It's like, I do know why. It's because it's a challenge. Because technically getting up at 5 o'clock would really be later than I get up now because I get up at 5:45 right now. So once the time changes, 5 o'clock, I should be up even without my alarm. So why not just get up anyway? Because then I feel like in order to keep that consistent, I would have to go to bed before 9. I get a lot of sleep, guys. I believe in sleep. I try to be in the bed for at least 9 hours. My Fitbit never says I get that much sleep. It tracks me between like 4 and 7, but I like to be in the bed. I said 9 hours. That's not what I meant. I meant 8 hours. So 9 to 5 would be 8 hours. Exactly. And I think I need more than that. I don't know what I feel like I just messed up what I said. I like to be in bed for 9 hours, even if my Fitbit says I only get 4 to 7. And 9 to 5 would only be 8, which is why I know I would have to get up earlier than go to bed earlier than 9. Y'all and I'm sure nobody cares about this, but I feel like it's really important for me and I want to talk about it because what do y'all think? Should I get up at 5? Why am I asking y'all's opinion? Because y'all would be like, yeah, get it, do it, go for it, try it. It's a challenge. I feel like it's a challenge, but November is also burpee challenge months. Do I want to do a 5 a.m. workup and a burpee challenge month? But if you're going to do it, now's the time. So that I also wanted to bring up. So for all of us night owls, this is our time to shine. This is your time to not adjust to the new time change. Keep your regular time. And then you're getting up and going to bed an hour earlier. I know some of you have kids and you have activities, but if you can, try it, right? Why not try it? Try to see if you can go to bed earlier and get up earlier. I'm telling y'all to try it. I'm not really even talking to y'all. A lot of y'all do it anyway. I'm really talking to myself. Try it. I feel like 5:45 is already so early. I even can't believe I get up at 5:45. Like, that's crazy. It's so early. It's 5 in the number. Who gets up? Anyway, so I'm thinking about maybe trying to keep my bedtime. Maybe if I keep it right at 9. I don't know. Maybe 5:15. What if we do it? Anyway, I don't know, guys. I'm still feeling a little bit anxious, but I appreciate y'all being here, putting up with me as always. Oh, Becky's here. I didn't see Becky say hi, but I see people saying hi, Becky. Hi, Becky. It's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Let me go see what y'all been talking about in the chat, because once again, I kind of went off on a tangent. Oh, Derek says it's normally 12 to 5. Nope, couldn't function. Couldn't function and wouldn't be healthy for me. Well, see, that's the thing to Sherry. Sherry says that she loves that you plan for change. I normally don't plan for this one because this one's easy because I can very easily adapt to an hour later for everything. That's my jam right there. That's a night owl's jam. You telling me I get extra time and get to gain an hour of sleep and get to go to bed and it's really an hour later, it feels like, for a while, right? I mean, eventually you adjust. So why not just not adjust? Because then I'd be getting up at 4:45 in the morning and going to bed at 8, and I just don't think I can do it, guys. I don't think I can do it. I don't even know why I want to, but I kind of do, and it's when my brain gets something, I was gonna say in its head, when my brain gets something stuck, it's like, you should try this. You should try it. Maybe give it a go. And this one has been stuck on my brain for weeks, literally. Like, when the time change comes, maybe you just don't change and maybe just stay up early. Because originally, my brain said, that'll make the next one easier because you're already getting up early. And you're okay with getting up at 5:45 and going to bed at 9. But I don't know that I'm okay with, even if I got up at 5, because I wouldn't need the extra time to walk the dogs and do all the things that I want before workout. I could get up at 5, not 4:45. Anyway, hold on. I was supposed to be talking about what y'all are talking about. Let's go. Cindy said she's never in bed before midnight. The other night she was cross stitching and it was 3:30 before you knew it. I used to be that way, Cindy. I used to work a late shift too. So I mean, partly it was that, right? I worked a 3 to midnight shift when I trained. It was my preference. I was a tenured trainer and could have morning shifts. And whenever the opportunity presented, readily gave those away to somebody else because I did not want them. I wanted the evening shift. But now, since I've made this change in my lifestyle, part of that change has been not being a morning person, but being a person who gets up early in the morning to get the things done that I want to do. And it's been working great. So why not push it just a little bit and see? Don't do too many things at once. Let's see. I figured out a life hack. What do you know? Y'all are all telling me you get up at 4:00 in the morning. I didn't realize you got up that early. I just don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm not looking to get up at 4. I'm looking to get up at 5. But again, if I go to bed at 9 and wake up at 5, that's only 8 hours. And I feel like I need 8 hours of sleep, which means I need to be in bed for longer than that. I don't know. Well, think what y'all are all. And there was Becky popping in to say hi. Thanks, Becky. And then everybody saying hi to you. Gina says she sometimes has to force herself to go to bed. If you're in bed before 4 a.m., you're doing good. Yeah, I mean, that totally used to be the way that I was. I would go to bed at I did not get enough sleep in my younger years. Let's just be honest. Because I would stay up. I had to stop playing video games. I had to give up video games because I used to play video games online and I'd be falling asleep playing the video game at 6:00 in the morning. And then had to be at work that afternoon, right? So I was still getting a couple of hours of sleep, but yeah, I'd be up till 6 or 7 in the morning. And it was hard because then sometimes I couldn't switch my shift because of the training, schedule or whatever. And I'd have to do a 6 a.m. class. I hated those because I felt like I didn't know what had happened in the class for the first half of the day. They all said they learned stuff and I obviously got through material, but I wasn't even winging a prayer in it. I was just sleep talking it. I guess. I don't know. I really don't know. Anyway, so my plan is to start reading at night and maybe going to bed even earlier if I can and get up earlier when the time changes. I'll keep y'all posted. I'll let y'all know how it goes. I really think I want to try it because the next one is so bad for me. But it's like, do I want to do this for 6 months? I just feel like I'm going to give up. And then what was the point? If I give up, then it won't help the next one. But I mean, it's a challenge. So how long do I have to do a challenge for? 6 months until the next time change? When's the next time change? How many months would I have to do it for? Can somebody look that up and let me know? How many months would I have to wake up at 5:00 before the next time change? Maybe that'll help me make my decision. Cindy says they've never bothered you one way or the other. Oh no, the one in the spring I cannot. That's why I was all of a sudden worried that I had messed it up earlier today because my anxiety makes my brain sometimes. Basically, my anxiety tells me that I'm stupid and I'm a moron. It tells me a whole bunch of fun words about myself. So anyway, I was just questioning my own self earlier. But yeah, no, the one where we lose an hour, because it's hard for me to get up early because it's hard for me to go to bed early and then I have to go to bed earlier. So I practice and I normally take 4 weeks. Honest to God, I've probably talked about this on a video somewhere. I don't know, but I normally go to bed 15 minutes earlier every week leading up to the time change in the spring. So that then when the time changes, I'm used to going to bed an hour earlier and I'm used to getting up because I also do the same thing in the morning, right? Get up earlier and earlier. So that then when the time changes, I'm going to bed earlier and getting up earlier. But it takes me 4 weeks of practice to get into it. I mean, 4 weeks is a whole lot shorter than however long I'm going to have to wake up at 5 a.m. So it definitely is a plan that works for me, but I don't know. We'll see. Good. Becky says she's going to be very depressed next week. Might go somewhere sunny. Actually, next week you probably could come here. I was like, don't come here. It's cold here too. But maybe next week you could. And bring some to Cheryl on your way. You can have Derek's. It's still warm in Florida, Derek. Did y'all not get this cold? I don't know where this cold came from. It literally came like about 8 or 9 o'clock last night because, like, the last time I let the dogs out, I could tell it had already dropped like below 70 degrees. Let's see. Y'all are all saying hi to each other. Gina says, Misty, you're waking up and you're starting another level of Candy Crush. I mean, I get it. I don't even have games on my phone anymore. Like, I was addicted to video games. It was all that I did in my free time, even on my phone. Because then I did I'm going to give up video games. And so then I played all the games on my phone. Same thing, Misty. You're not helping yourself at all by doing that. Anyway. Well, there it goes. I was like, well, I want to show my comment here. Becky says 6:30 right now is a brutal wake up. It's dark, and that's when you're usually in a good sleep. But come summer, it's 5:30, and you're up with the sun for no reason. Nope. It's never. I mean, I'm up before 6:30, and it is dark. I join workout, and it's dark. Hey, that may be one thing. I may be working out, and it might be bright outside because the sun only starts to come up now. In the summer, it was different. In the summer, it would be kind of light outside when I started workouts, but it's been pitch black outside. But I mean, I have a light on my patio, or on my porch. Yeah, porch. Gina says you getting to bed before midnight would be a non-scale victory for sure. You can do it, Gina. You just have to go to bed. Go to bed, Gina. You want to record it and then just play it over and over. Your pal Misty says, go to bed. Just do it. Go to bed, Gina. Everybody go to bed. No, right now. Stay for the live stream. I'm almost done. I'm going to be wrapping it up here in just a second. I'm going to catch up with the chat and then I'm going to tell y'all bye. Becky says, you don't know if it's proven, but screening really affects your cycle. You try to tell yourself that. Your father-in-law that he watches TV at 3 a.m. and is constantly worried about what's going on and doesn't doze off. Yeah, I cannot watch TV like while I'm trying to actively sleep. And I've talked about this before. There are only certain shows and things that I can watch right before I go to bed. And it has to be something that I don't connect to. But again, I remembered reading being really good. And then I kind of got burnt out on reading with studying, I think, to be honest, like I said. So I think I'm going to go back to the reading. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I believe electronics and stuff like that. And so that's why I think even reading would be better than the mindless TV. Because one, maybe I'll learn something as I'm reading. Two, it's still relaxing. And then C, I don't have on any electronics. And so hopefully it'll help with my sleep time. Becky says she likes reading before bed, makes you sleepy, and your brain gets to think differently for a bit and relax. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, March or April, 6 months. Yeah, I wanted y'all to give me a date, but I like y'all anyway. Y'all probably have by now. Who knows? Gina says, me mentioning sleeping while playing games made you giggle. Your cell phone has slapped me in your face too many times. It wasn't that I would play my phone games until I would fall asleep, to be honest. Those I could normally at least put down, but I'd be playing the online video games and I'd wake up because people were hollering at me because I was very obviously asleep and respawning and being killed all the time because I wasn't moving because I was sleeping. And my team would be hollering at me through the microphones. Oh, fun times, Halo. Whoop, whoop. I played Halo 3 online for so many hours of my life. It's fun. Becky says she's dropped her cell phone on herself before too. Hey, Alan, thanks for being here. Alan, I kept meaning to message you. I checked my mail this morning not this morning, this weekend, and I got your package. Alan very kindly sent me a package of some keto chow. I'm going to try them. I'm really excited. There were a few new flavors that I hadn't had actually, so I'm excited about that. I was going to message you, and then I kept forgetting. Alan, I'm sorry, but thank you for my package, and I'll still message you too because I do appreciate it. Really, I do. I just forget. I don't know how long it's been there. It looked like based on the postage, maybe a bit. I'm sorry. I forget to check my mailbox, and they very rarely put my stuff in the mailbox because we have a hub. Stop talking, check the comments, and then I'm going to let y'all go. It's 5 months from now, so 5 months. I mean, that's better than 6, right? Cheryl says she has also dropped her phone or her iPad. Ooh, that'd be even worse, I think, huh? See, everybody saying hi to Alan. You hate the falling back? No, it's my favorite, Alan. That's what I've been talking about for the last hour. It's my favorite. It's a night owl's dream. But if you're a morning person, it'd be difficult. Maybe. I don't know. Because I'm not one. Becky says bye. Bye, Becky. That's not exactly what she said, but that's what she meant by that comment. I read it real fast. Cindy says when she was young, she'd get very sleepy when it was dark. You've always been a morning person regardless. My brother is a morning person. My youngest niece, Kaylee, is a morning person. My mom is a morning person. I don't I I don't know if my dad was a morning person or not, to be honest. He was always up in the morning though, but he was also always up. I don't know when he slept, to be honest, because he'd be awake at midnight and then he was up at like 3 a.m. to go to work. So I'm not real sure that he ever slept. Okay. I don't know. He was always awake and he was always gone in the morning. Like, I don't know how that works. So I don't actually know. I never really thought of that. I don't know if my dad was a morning person or a night owl. I don't know, but he just didn't sleep, I guess. Maybe he was both. I don't know. Anyway, and my oldest niece, Natalie, is also a night owl like me. Cheryl says, hope everyone has a wonderful week. Sending love. Tomorrow's the last day of the Steps Challenge. Yes, I'll be sending you my Steps Captain. Team Workaholics. Poor Cheryl. She got me this month and I was sick and had bronchitis and then forgot my watch a couple of days. It's fine. I love you too, Cheryl. Thanks for loving me anyway. Because we know it's just for fun. It's just to support each other and, get some movement in. And it did help me move some days because there were days where I really didn't feel good. And even though I knew movement would help them, like I still kind of don't want to. But maybe you should just get some steps for the challenge anyway. And then I would, and then I feel better. Carol saying bye. Oh, there's Mary Clement in clutch with the date, March the 10th. Whew, feels like a real far away. I mean, it's really just a little over like 4 months. We'll talk about it. Nighty night. Bye, Coach. Thanks for being here. I have spoken. Good night, everybody. Good night. You're fabulous. Yes, you are. Whoops. I lost my chat. All right. I think with that, I'm all caught up. I haven't gone along on a live stream in a long time, but y'all are making me feel better. So I'm still a little anxious, but I know why, and that makes me feel better about it. And good news is it's made me kind of extra tired on top of just still recovering from being sick and everything. So I should sleep great tonight. Maybe I'll go to bed before 9. No, I won't. It's going to take me a minute. I always have to have time to wind down from these live streams because even though y'all aren't here, it's like my extrovert energy gets amped up. And then I got to reel it back in. If you're not an introvert, you may not relate to that at all. But if you are, you probably do. So thanks for being here. And thank you for all of my morning people for being here this late. So I'll keep you posted on if I decide to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go to bed before 9. I can't hardly even say. I can't say 8 something. So I'm just going to say I'm going to go to bed before 9. I'll keep y'all posted. So like this video if you like it, dislike it if you didn't, subscribe if you know how, and comment down below. Do you like to prepare for the time change? Are you preparing? And if so, how? And until next time, I'll see you real soon. Y'all have a great week. I'll see you next Monday. It's going to be non-scale victories, first Monday of the month. So don't forget, bring your non-scale victories next week, everybody. I'll see you then. Bye.